Good evening. Yeah.
How are you, Tuyet?
Yeah, I'm good today.
You're good. Okay. So without further ado, Tuyet, let's proceed with our lesson.
Okay.
Okay, let me share the presentation to you now, just for a moment. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see it, Tuyet. Can you see it? Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So last time we were able to discuss all about the following, right? So we were able to answer this one. We're able to change the italic words with the synonyms. Okay, so when we say synonyms, that means words that have the same meaning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're able to answer also this one, right? If you do agree or disagree with the opinions and the predictions. Okay, now this time we will be going to have language at work. So future predictions. So when we are talking about future predictions, that means it's going to happen not today, okay, but of course, in the coming days, in the coming years, many years, okay? So let's try to predict to yet, right? The future, what would happen uh, in the coming years, okay? So the things that we should have to understand would be, let's try to discuss what trends you think there will be in the workplace in the future. Okay, so I have to show you here, right? So adapting the future trends in the workplace. But before we're going to discuss this one, what other things do you think to yet are the um, predictions, the future, right? The future predictions in the workplace,
Mm,
aside from these words in here.
mm, I think that now almost prediction is become the true now. I
Okay,
yes.
yes. Of course, I do believe on that, right?
because
So,
I see the after COVID-19 pandemic, many things about the workplace is changed up to now.
yes, okay.
I,
So what are those changes? What are those changes? Like, for example, in going to the office, we don't go to the office during the pandemic, right? We just work at home,
yes,
right?
work
And
from home.
then we just work online. We just work through our computer. So many things would happen. So many possibilities happened already during the pandemic. Okay, so in this particular changes, right? So we are adapting to future trends in the workplace. There is a prediction. I don't know if you do believe in this one, but I forgot where I read this one, but I read this particular prediction that now in the future, okay, so in the future, computers or robots, okay,
Yes,
robots will going to work, okay, instead of humans.
yes,
Okay, so that would be the prediction. Like for example, you can be able to ask the help of the robots. Like for example, a soldier, right? Because there are already, okay, there are already studies that armies, soldiers, it's going to be robots. Okay? So that particular robots, okay, versus the other robots of other, let's say for example, of other countries will going to fight. Okay? So what would happen? So people will not going to lose their lives if that would be the case, right? Okay, but there is also a prediction, the so-called last time I heard you saying the AIs, right?
Yes.
Is it's the artificial intelligence. So if we will be going to put artificial intelligence to these robots, so what would happen in the future? So I also read this one that it's going to be the robots will going to what? Will going to manage the universe instead of humans, right? And we don't know who's going to be the robots. We don't know who's going to be the real human, right? So we don't know. We are already communicating with the robots, right? Just like for example, in in this particular social media, right? There would be the so-called bots, right? Bots who's going to answer your question, right? So this is your bots. Okay, so type in your question, and I will be answering that one. So that would be through the
GPT chat.
yes,
GPT chat can answer many questions. Yes,
yes. See,
the correct answer question.
yes. So you can it's the work, it's the work of this particular trend that's going to happen in the future, so whether we like it or not, so it's we are there already, right? So we are there already in the so-called technology world, right? So if you don't know what's technology, that means you will be outdated, right? Okay. But if you know technology, that means you are in. If you don't know, you are out, right? So yet? Okay. Now,
Yes.
let's try to discuss this one. So, companies who adapt to changing trends in the workplace are more likely to survive than those who resist change. Do you believe on that? Do you believe?
Survive, survive, survive. Company who did not change in the most resisting.
Yes.
Resist. What that means?
Okay,
Resist.
resist. That means you impose. Okay, whether you like it or not, you don't have a choice, but you need to do that. So that would be resist change, right? So by
Resist.
the use of the force. Okay, so that is resists. You don't have. Okay, this means that you don't have a choice but to follow. Okay,
Yes.
because
Okay. Okay.
it's resists.
Um,
Okay, so that means those companies in the future, those who are going to adapt change and adapting the trends in the workplace is more likely to survive. And that's true. Okay, during the pandemic, what happened to most of the companies that they are not technology driven? What happened to them? They were closed, right?
yeah.
Because they don't
Now,
know.
in the in the COVID-19 pandemic, many
Yes,
technology company has developed, but
yes,
because when stay at home, they need the technology to connect.
that's
The,
correct.
so that, but after after pandemic, you can see the price of the share of the
Yes,
technology company is down after
yeah,
pandemic, but it's go up high.
that's
It's
correct.
so much.
Yes, because that's the trend. If you are not technology driven, you're out. If you are
Yes,
technology driven, you're in. Okay? If your
yes,
company is not developing this particular trend, that means you will be out. Okay? Okay, look at this one. The word business pressures. So competition between businesses will be much stronger in the future, and winners will be the first to get their products on the market. So what does it mean? That
I think
means
I think to the adapt quickly changing economic and adapt the requirement customer uh, mm, and also the competition with other company, yeah, the company have to the quicker change quickly
yes,
change and
okay.
that the requirement the customer. Yes.
Yes, okay.
So that
Definitely.
it needs to reorganize something like that,
Yes.
restructure company.
Yes, okay. That's something, okay? Because if you will not going to restructure your company or your business, so
Yeah.
you will be out, right? Okay, so therefore you need to restructure, you
Yeah.
need to develop,
Yeah.
okay? You need to um you need to adapt, okay? You need to adapt with the trend. Okay? Because if you will not going to adapt the trend, I
Yeah.
guess you will be bankrupt, right? So
Yes.
you will be down. So your company will be down if you will not going to follow this particular
Yeah.
thing. That's why it's going to be a business pressure, right? It's a pressure, especially to those managers that doesn't have any idea on how to restructure their company.
Mm.
Right? Correct? Okay.
Yes.
So if I am the boss and if I don't have any idea on how to do that, so I would just remain in that particular level. But what happened? So there would be times that people will not going to what? Will not going to value anymore your product because, like for example, if you in selling to yet, right? In selling, during the pandemic, there would be no mall. The malls are closed, right? The
Yeah.
stores were closed. So what is in during that time? It's online, right? So
Yeah.
you just have to buy online. Okay, you just have to take a picture of your products and then post that one on the social media, and people will going to buy them online. But if you're a boss that you don't know those trends, so what happened to you? So
Yeah.
you will be
Yeah,
out.
it's my company after pandemic is there the big change. Now,
See?
yes, before we had a new policy, we can
Yes.
work from home, and
Wow.
I maybe I can go to office 2 times per week.
A week. Oh, that would be
No,
nice.
my company also has a policy. Maybe you work the full time remote
Yes.
from,
Remote.
but
Yes.
to the full time work from home, you need get the approval from the second line. Yeah,
Yes. That's
and if
right.
yes, and normal policy, the employee can work from
From
home.
home.
Have to and can need to the 2 time go to office.
Yes. Okay. But
Yeah,
that would be a big help, right? That would be a change. That is what we are talking about. A change, right? So
yeah,
you change the policy, you adapt the trend, so you're in.
yes,
Okay? But
yeah,
if you don't adapt the policy, you don't adapt the trend, you're out. Okay,
yeah,
so you will not going to grow, so you are just only on that particular level. So whether you will like it or not, especially look at this one, this is very very true to it, that old people, especially those who don't have any idea about computers, they could not,
yeah.
right, they could not do
And
it.
after has that policy, the workplace in my company is a
Company.
smaller.
Oh,
Workplace is
see?
a smaller. Yes, they before the two um, uh, uh,
200?
uh, yes, sorry, I don't know how to say.
Okay.
Before they rent the two floor in the building
Ah,
for
so that would
office,
be first and second
but
floor.
now, yeah,
It's just only
two,
one.
two floor for office, but now they
Only
reduce and
one.
just one floor.
Oh,
Yes.
see? Oh, see? So that would be a big change. So what have you able to what is one? You can be able to have this particular thing that, oh, manpower when it comes to people, when it comes to employee, so
Yes.
only few are going to
Yes.
go to the
Yes. Go
office.
to
And
office.
what happened? So your electricity bill will going to lower down, right? Because
Yes.
before it's two floors, right? You are using first and second floors for the offices, but now
Yes.
you're just only using one. So that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, and that would be a plus factor to the company.
Yes, I think it's there are a lot of good thing, but some is not good because the space is smaller, and so
It's crowded.
sometimes I went to the office, but no seat for me
You
because
okay? That's right. Also, that there would also
and
be the so-called
and in office no no fixes from employee. That's a flexible
yes,
system.
right.
Yeah.
So there would also be the
I go
so-called
first. Someone go first. We who will have the seat. But if you
come late,
unless
you go
you know
late,
you
you don't have a seats, right?
yes.
See? So there would also okay. That is what we mean by change, right?
Yes.
Change can be there would be an effect, okay? So every changes that we made, there would be an effect. Okay, so what would be the effect? It can be pros or it can be cons. So pros means positive, cons would be negative. Okay, so we have also to remember that one. Again, going back to the AIs. AIs, robots can be good, right? Can be good. So there would be a lot of positive effects, but there would also be negative effects, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to consider that one. But if we will not going to adapt this one nowadays, it's going to be this one. Okay, a lot of companies to yet are now studying to have this particular AIs, right? They will going to um, actually it's going to be very scary nowadays because all the informations that we are inputting in the computer will be accessed by the AI,
No.
right? So that would be the negative part of it. So even that particular robots or that particular AIs can be able to think also like humans,
Yeah.
right? So they can also think like
I think
humans.
negative AI. From my point of view, I think that people will depend on so much on the
On the
computer. I
yes,
So maybe they don't try to remember actually because they easy to find is on internet and something.
that's correct.
However, something some information is not really is not really true and
Yes.
reliable. I
Yes.
think
So
that yes.
a lot, okay? A lot of the information sometimes could not misleading. Okay, we call that one as misleading information. That means it's not the information that you wanted to know. Okay, so make sure not just only to rely only one information. So you need to search a lot of informations, and then you
Yeah.
need to compare if it's
Yes.
the same, right? But if you are
Because
just going,
there are lots of short
yes, a
and
lot of
filters. So
information.
yes. So it easy make you the confused when
That's
to
correct.
choose
Okay, the correct one,
this one.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so next, age of employees. So in the future, employees might not be retired before the age of 75 because of a possible pension crisis. So employers will have to adapt the workplace to meet the needs of an older workforce. Now imagine if you do have
I think 75 is too old.
yes, so what do you
From my point of
think?
view,
Yes, so what do you think
it's
would
too
be
old.
a what do you expect to a 75-year-old employee, right? So
Yeah.
they actually we're not going to down them because they're still human, right? But when it comes to thinking, they cannot able to grasp,
Yeah.
right, that trend.
From my point of view, as at that as
It's a
the age,
retire.
so the healthy is not allowed when maybe not allowed to do the what do we want. Yes.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
it's maybe the limited in the healthy health is so limited to do the work. Yes.
Yes, the things that an office worker can do, right? Look at
Mm,
this one. But again, according in here, in the future, there would be pensions crisis.
mm.
That means the
I
government
think that work is uh, about the about the thinking needs more thinking and it's maybe it's adapt
a
when
new, yes,
yes,
a new rules, a new policy,
yes,
right? For this particular person, but again, as
mm,
the as the as our earth, okay, as our the world is going to is aging, people is also going to increase,
yes,
right? So
yes,
every minute, every seconds, every minute, there would be people who's going to be born, okay? But only a few people who's going to die. So there would
Uh,
be a lot of
now,
people
in Philippines, average is how many average is in
retirement.
yes
The retirement age is 75.
75. Oh,
Yes.
and
Actually, there's a new retirement age. At the age of 70, you can retire. Okay, you
mm,
can retire. 75 is a forced retirement. So whether you like it or not, you have to retire at the age of 75. But at the age of 70, okay, you have the decision if you were going to work or not. Still continue. Okay, but you can now retire at the age of 70. But let's say, for
oh,
example, if you don't want to retire yet, so until 75. When you reach 75, whether you like it or not, forced retirement.
oh,
Okay?
okay.
Okay. But of course, a lot of people that they applied for an early retirement at the age of 65.
Oh, now in Vietnam, with the woman average age to retire is about 55.
Oh,
Yes,
oh, that's going to be early, right?
yes, and with the men about the 60.
60.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Also,
I think in the future the age will increase to retirement. Yes, for
oh, okay.
yes,
So there would be different retirement age for the man and woman.
yes.
Ah, yeah. In the Philippines, we have only one. Whether you're a man
Oh,
or whether
yes,
you're a woman, still the same. Okay. You
yes.
can file an early retirement at the age of 65. Okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
At the age of 65, you can file a retirement. So once approved,
I
so you can
yes.
retire.
Yes, I think in Vietnam government will has a new policy to and
Oh,
requires increase the age
the
to
age.
retirement. Yes,
Yeah,
because now
because
the social insurance is broken. So
yeah,
they will require the employee needs
Florida.
to work more.
Yes, right? Okay. So we need that one. And yeah, 75 is too old. Okay. So maybe for me,
Yes.
if I would reach maybe I will retire at the age of 65 or 70. I will not going to retire at the age of 75, right? It's going to be old. Okay. Okay, next. We have here the so-called work balance life. So, male and female employees will want to spend more time with their families. So, this will affect working hours and managers will have to be more flexible. Okay, this applies the so-called work from home, right? So, the
Mm,
WH, the WFH, right? So, work from
okay.
home. Okay.
When work from home is we will have the most time to spend for family.
Yes.
But from my point of view, I think that they not much time to communicate with the
The family.
college,
Yeah.
the college,
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Yes, we got more time for family, but not let the time for the college to communicate
Yes. To
with
communicate.
this normally via Skype, TeamView, and
Yes.
it's not much time to face.
That's
It's
correct.
also yes,
And it's very important also to communicate with them, especially if you are having a people, right? It's
yes,
not easy to communicate with them if that would be the case, and you don't know what would be their outcome, what would be their outcome, because you're not seeing them, right? So that's also the negative effect of working from home,
yes, yes.
right?
It's all
Because
right.
you cannot see the employee whether they're working or not, right?
Yes, yes. Because
Okay.
in my family, family, there's only some people. But
Yes.
when we communicate with colleagues and partners, something like that, you
Yeah.
for the relationship, I think it's
Yes.
better for people. Yes.
Yeah. But remember, we need also the so-called work and life balance. So we need to balance our work. We need to balance also our life, right? So that means work. And then if you are in the work, okay, work. If you are in your family, okay, you have to attend to the needs of your family. And then when you go back to the office again, okay, work again.
Yes.
Okay? And then when you go back at home, then you have to have your family, right? So
Yes.
that is what we call work-life balance. Okay. Do not be. There are also other people that they give importance a lot to their work. So what happened? Less time for the family, and
Yes.
that would
Yes.
be sad.
In pandemic, when I stay at home with my children, because they also learns online. They
Yes.
don't have to go to school. So when the full day I stay with them, I really free the stress most
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's going to be stressful
Because
for.
because I was stay in the small area,
Yeah.
so I think that is quite.
Yeah, actually, during the pandemic, it's going to be like that, right? Especially if all of them, let's say, how many children do you have?
I have two children,
Yeah. Are
adult.
they?
I have a daughter and son. Yes.
Oh, so you are they already go to school?
Now, yeah, now
Oh,
they go to
see?
school.
So mine is three. I have three boys. So
Oh,
one, yeah, during the online class, okay, three of them. Okay,
yeah.
so it's going to be noisy because they're having
I
classes,
see.
right?
You have to
Okay.
separate space for
Yes, you need to
ex
separate the space, but actually, it's stressful to the parents because you have to go to do your other son, you have to go attend also to other one, and you have also to attend to another one, right?
yeah.
So it's going to be very stressful during the pandemic. But
Yes.
uh, for the safety of our family, we should have to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Me too. In pandemic, yeah, my family, no one in my family affect
COVID.
virus, not affect
Yeah.
virus.
Yeah. But
No, because we are stay at home.
yeah,
Almost.
me, I
Yeah.
was I was hospitalized three times because
Oh.
of COVID. Yes, because
Uh,
I'm working from home, and then sometimes I report to my work.
mm,
So I contacted the virus three times. I was hospitalized for 6 months
oh.
because of that. Okay? So that would be it. So we will just going to continue this one to yet by tomorrow, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we'll see each other again by tomorrow to yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see each
Thank
other
you.
again. Bye-bye.
Uh,
Bye.